So, teaching, hey, a lot of you are wondering which kind of teaching. Teaching as a profession, teaching as in teaching your kids. The mere fact that it could elude so many questions, just that word alone, shows that it is not one-dimensional. It's not just a cut and dry program that is just executed by physicality. There is the essence of more. There is the soul playing a part. There is spirit, the unknown. Teaching. You could teach using a prescribed syllabus and just go according to how they put it there and read for maybe the kids if you were a school teacher or lecturer in varsity, you could just read for them what is written in the book and ask them to do the activities and not care who passes, who gets it or what, to get your salary. Now that's not the kind of teaching I'm talking about, because that person is not teaching, they are babysitting. A teacher. The syllabus is merely a guideline that the teacher will make sure they cover. However, their main attention is not on what is prescribed, but on how do I articulate it or present it to these kinds of people or each person here so that they get it and it becomes a part of them. It becomes something they can be able to teach another or execute or perform even without me being there now. Living an imprint of that knowledge. So that requires being over and above just working in a job. Almost like working in a factory where you just, it's machine after machine and kind of redundant. Not that that's a bad job, because all careers, all jobs are needed for society to work and function. So we are grateful for everyone that wakes up every day and contributes to making everyone's lives just a little bit better. However, I bet you more than 50% of people that work in a factory did not dream about working in a factory when they were growing up. They did not see themselves pushing machines or pushing this product from this machine to that machine, or monitoring just to press the button. That's why there's actually some data on high depression status in these kinds of industries. But they need it. Somebody has to do it, and life can knock you or take you places. It all depends on how you navigate it. And the thing is, that one does not come with the syllabus or a manual where you can follow like a robot. You just learn as you go. So sometimes it hits you with a smack so hard you think you're not going to get up, but you find a way to get up and do it differently next time when the cycle comes back again. It's like you're gaining points, you're earning more knowledge that is associated or that you have codes for within your consciousness and can activate them in the outer consciousness of the universe. In simple layman's terms, you have knowledge of the method of defeating a challenge as it comes already. You have the data. So in teaching, if these human beings, all unique with different fingerprints and therefore different souls, yes, emanating from one, but differentiated in so many variables or variants to make this majestic universe that we're living in. As a teacher, you have to have knowledge of each character in your class, their strengths and weaknesses, what it takes for them to focus, what are they interested in that will grab their attention long enough so that this message can get in their heads. A good teacher is one that doesn't measure their success with the money they earn or how much they know the syllabus. many lives did they change that were placed in their hands by the Almighty to cultivate and impart knowledge in. It is an honor for a teacher who was born to be a teacher. Now, there's also different teachers. It's not just the school teachers or the university lecturers. There are life teachers that are not in a formal position with certain credentials. Ones that went through life with their trial and errors and collected knowledge, knew it or mastered it to a point where they can't help but to want to give it to somebody else, to want to impart it so that their life is a bit better. That Madala in the streets, that old grandma in a wheelchair, the child in high school taking care of the younger ones because the parents either nowhere to be found or they died. Those people can teach you a lot. The uncle was always in the sport day. This that housewife who never smiles. All of these are our teachers. So I remember when I was younger, when Oprah Winfrey said teaching is a calling, something in me sparked up. And the younger me just thought it's because my mother's a teacher. My mom was a primary school teacher, so she's retired now. And it was a calling for her. I know this because she didn't leave caring for other people's children at home, in school, even at home sometimes. Like she would offer to take care of, or take the child off the parents' hands if they allow her, when they see that the child is malnutritioned, or because it was a location school, like a township school, some didn't even have shoes, and they would wear like torn uniform that has been passed me down. And you understand, okay, they're coming from a disadvantaged or underprivileged family, so you can't blame the parents. But my mom would want to do more. I remember growing up, we actually lived with there was two children that were not related, but they lived at home for a few years, and we shared everything with them equally, like no one was different. But I think my mom was also teaching us that to humanity and doing something not for the sake of doing it, but to achieve a greater goal. Now I realize growing up that, that was an unannounced lesson for us undercover that she didn't tell us. So yeah, grateful for a wise mother. And she was a single mother because my dad died when I was 7. Yeah, enough of that sad stuff. Let's continue teaching. There is a teacher that will be teaching you, not with the intention of teaching you, by being themselves, by being so authentically themselves that it just radiates realness. It radiates ease with self. Those kind of people usually get children who see them or view them as idols or people they want to be like when they grow up. Those are teachers also. Each one teacher. That's an important motto, because the sharing of knowledge is empowerment. You're not just giving somebody the bread today that they won't have tomorrow, or selling them the bread. It's giving them eternal bread that will exist within their consciousness. Because if they know how to make the bread or how to get the bread, then even when you're not there, they'll be able to get that bread. So you've done your part and contributed in this universe. So I like to think of myself as a teacher also, in a way. As much as I'm a student still, I'm also a teacher. So guys, with whatever knowledge you get, or that has helped you, or that you've acquired even through your difficulties, get to sit with it, assess it, and get to know which is the lesson, and that the important principles from it that you can now give to somebody else to empower them. Thank you, and May you all have a lovely day. Remember, each one, teach one.